All right, brother. Old Gatekeeper here. We got your all metal clad, candy painted lemon drop, all Toshiba, all 2879 Japanese soldier 5 pill. Finally got her done for you, bud. Got all yellow LEDs on there for you. Of course, that's all it looks. It can look good all at once, but if it don't work good, it ain't make no sense of making it look good, right? She's working good, man. We got this thing fine-tuned for you, bud. I made sure to tune each individual section like I do with every build that I do. Some guys, they pretty much know what it's going to tune out to be, and they'll just put them fixed capacitors in there, but I still like to fine-tune. Like, for example, you know, I've built a couple of 5-pills like this, all metal clad. And for example, like on this one, the input on this one tuned out about 23 picofarad different than the last one. As I looked at my data. Whenever I do a build, I go here to my little book right here, and I write down my tune data. Just for reference, just so I can look back on it and look at it for reference. And I remember the last one I did tuned like 20 picofarad higher on the input, but actually everything else is pretty much no more than 5 picofarad difference. See, that's why I like to fine tune them. You know, you never know. So anyway, man, it's just a simple on and off. Got your variable right here. Got your sideband delay switch right there. And there's your remote port, of course. Alright, we've got her hooked up on the 100 amp unregulated supply over here. I got it on the medium tap at first, because we're just going to hit it with the bench radio first. If it's on the high tap with the bench radio, it don't really pull it down too far. About 16.5 volts. So I'm just going to hit it on the medium tap first, and we'll switch it over to the high tap and hook up the hot radio. And I think I might even burp it with the hot radio, the D-Rail modded 29, the big monster. Just a quick burp though. So we're going to drive 4 watts RMS into it first, and after I get done showing it working and all that good stuff, I will put the top on it and do one more quick video of it with the top. So we got the metals on there for you on the output, metal on the input, metals on the transformers, the input transformers, driver transformers, the tune for the output of the 1-pill, the 120s. The 120s are all metal, the input tune's all metal, so we gave you all metals like you wanted to. And of course, anybody else here watching, it ain't like using all metal capacitors as some kind of voodoo or something. It's just that the metal clad capacitors can get a little bit more hotter than a silver dip mica and keep its value. See, the problem with a lot of these boxes is the hotter these capacitors get on the fly, meaning while you're using them, they can actually drift in value. They can change value on the fly. Well, it's common sense that all these capacitors in here are keeping this amplifier stable where it is, you know. And if your capacitance is changing on the fly once things heat up, then the box will begin to become out of tune. So you'll have reflect popping up on the output, possible reflect popping up on the input, possible reflect popping up where you can't see it, which is in between this driver section and the 4-pill section in between. So you can't see this reflect. You can see results of it, but you can't actually see this reflect on your meter unless you somehow introduce a meter in between, you know. Which you'd have to jump in with jumpers to see that. So the metals just give you a better chance of keeping this thing stable while it gets hot. And also it's going to give a little bit better chance of longevity as well, because after these capacitors heat up, cool down over a period of time, they will actually drop in value and stay there. Like, you know, you might start it off at 1,000 picofarad, you know, 10 years ago or 5 years ago or a year ago or whatever, and it may be 800 picofarad now or 900 picofarad. It's just a possibility. I've seen it happen a lot, but it just gives it a better chance. That's why we all do use metals by default on the output transformer, because these bad boys do get hot. These capacitors right here and the output capacitor are the ones that can get the hottest. So there you go. All right, bud, so we're going to use the 4-watt radio first, the bench radio, which does about 4 watts RMS. And right there about anywhere from 16 to 20 peak, somewhere around there. This does have a 2879 driver in it, so it kind of makes it a mid-fi, a mid-drive box in a sense. You know, it takes a little bit more drive to get that 2879 rocking. And I'm a big fan of the 1x4s with all 2879s. So, all right, so we're just going to lead the variable all the way up. All right, 1000 watt slug. All right, RMS. Go. Well, let me turn my radio on first. Getting a little ahead of myself. There we go. Got to hear it beep. It's a Cobra 29 Bluetooth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's about 250 watts RMS. Oh yeah. All right, here's your input reflect. Oh yeah. Virtually flat, almost no movement whatsoever. That's a 10 watt slug. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right, we're just on the medium tap too right now, so here's your peak so far. Dude, yeah, she's already hitting about 800 watts. Voltage drop. Dude, 13.6 volts. See, it's pushing it down pretty good. All right. So I'm gonna reach back here and flip it on the high tap. Yeah, I'll hit it real quick with the bench radio RMS, then I'll hook up the hot radio. Give it a little bit more drive. All right, we're on the high tap now. Might be a good idea if I turn the box on. Yeah, so we're over there about 300 bird, which that's oh yeah. So that's right on the money, bud. Whenever I do a 5-pill or a 4-pill with a driver, if I can get at least 300 bird on the bench radio, everything's working good. All right, so let's hook up the hot radio. And I won't even press pause. I'll just do it right here on camera. A lot of times I'll press pause, but I got everything right here. So we can just kind of switch it over like this. Okay. See old buddy out there, Mr. Hard Drive. I had never seen him before till a customer of mine sent an AB biased rebuilt 2-pill that I did. He's got these quick disconnects on his jumpers. I've had a couple of them in the past. I might see about using them again. Make it a little easier to connect. I like the way he does that. Alright, so now we are on the hot radio. So we're doubling our input drive from 4 watts to 8 watts RMS. Okay. Alrighty, so let's turn that radio off. Stickman Cobra 29, God bless his soul. God rest his soul. One of the best technicians ever lived on this earth, man. I will use his radios till they quit working, and when they quit working, I'll try to fix them myself, and if I can't, I'll get somebody else to fix them. Alrighty, 1000 watt slug. I kind of got a shadow right here to where I'm sitting at. Let's see if I can't get it to come on now. Oh, yeah. About 400 and damn lights are dimming out here. About 425, I think. Oh, yeah. Voltage drop. Oh, 14.5 volts. Good God almighty. This thing's pulling some amperage, buddy. Goodness gracious. PEP. In the corner. What's this thing talking though? Peak watch. I want to see what it's talking. It's talking about 1,000 in the corner. Goddamn. Woo! This thing's stroking, man. I'm gonna calm down out here on this cow picking in. Whew. Son, that thing's pulling that 100 amp supply down to 14.5. Man, this cow picker's stroking, brother. All right. Let's hook up the old big radio. I'm just going to burp it. These are brand new Toshibas right here, man. That's a Toshiba that I held on to for 3-4 years. It was just banging around in my transistor box, man. And I was like, I'll use it as a driver one of these days. And I finally found a place for it when you... See, you initially just wanted a 4-pill, so we added this driver section on here for, and I didn't even charge you for it, bud, because I know you'd been waiting a good little minute for this, so I went ahead and added that driver section with that $70 Toshiba, even though I paid, if I remember correctly, like $45 for it back then. I mean, that was like 3-4 years ago. But I went ahead and added that on there for you, no free of cost. But I always try to take care of my customers the best I can, especially when things are taking a lot longer than usual, which that's how it's been about the last year and a half. So I know you do appreciate that. It turned out great, but I love the way it turned out. All right, let's hook up the old D-rail. I am going to press pause now because I've got to switch the microphone and all that stuff, and I don't want you to just have to hear me sitting there making lots of noises while you're looking at my dirty ground over here. So I'll be right back. All right, brother, I'll tell you what, man. I think this is about the first time, well, this is the first time that I have had this problem with a 5-pill. This 5-pill is such a beast. This D-rail Cobra 29 is making this 5-pill pull over 100 amps. I know it's pulling over 100 amps because it is pulling my 100 amp supply beyond its duty cycle. And I don't think I have had a 5-pill do that yet. I've had a 2x4 done it before. So this bad boy is literally pulling it beyond its duty cycle down to 13 so volts. So if I could keep it at 15 volts, the bird will be well over 600 bird. But so this is what it's doing with the D-rail radio hitting it. So it's turned down to about 16 bird. And no, I do not recommend you running this box like this. I wouldn't. Maybe in a competition, but no, not talking. We're just doing a quick burp just so you can see that the gain is there. The gain figures are there. And it's just like I said, a quick burp, RMS. Let's turn the box on. Alrighty, 1,000 watt slug. Oh, see, over 500 bird. Now look at the voltage drop. 13.5 volts. It's pulled it beyond its duty cycle. God almighty. This thing's a beast, dude. This thing's a beast. I mean, it is running very well. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Very happy. If I could, like I said, if I could keep that at 15 volts, it'd be doing over 600 bird. But that ain't what it's all about, man. You run this thing good, clean. You know, run it 600, 800 watts peak. It'll last forever, man. I mean, you ain't got to be running it at 400, 500 bird at all time. If it was my box, I'd probably run it about 300 bird and just let it roll, man. That's the way I like to run my stuff. You know, hell, 250, 300 bird in a mobile, it'll last forever. It'll last forever. But the gain is there if you feel like you want it. So, all right, bud. Well, I'm happy the way that turned out, man. We got you two 8-gauge wires on this bad boy. To match this, the color code for you. This is actually copper clad aluminum wire, and you got to take a little bit extra special care when soldering that type of wire. And as you can see, let me show you right here on the hot bus. The thing about this is like probably about 20% copper in this, and the rest of it's aluminum, pretty much, a type of aluminum. It'll solder just fine, but the solder won't engulf over the top of the wire. So the way that I make that better is I will literally, I don't know if I've ever shared this before, but I'm going to go ahead and share it now because I ain't hiding nothing. I ain't got nothing to hide over here, man. I will take literally little bitty shields from my 316 coax, this coax right here, the shield, and I will literally lay separate pieces of the shield over the wire. See, the wire is soldered on the bottom and on the side a little bit, but the solder doesn't engulf over the top of it. So to make sure that the whole wire has got the best connection possible to the hot bus, I'll go ahead and engulf that over. That's like maybe 5 or 6 pieces of the shielding, and then I go ahead and solder it again after the shield is on there. And I mean, it can't get no better than that. And then what I did for your connection down here is I actually went and bought this just for you. I mean, not for you, but just for just for this application. This basically is a big crimper. And since it's a copper clad aluminum, the yellow wire, I tin the wire. Go ahead and turn this supply off before I get to moving these power wires around. Let me go ahead and turn this off so I can suck that capacitor down. There we go. I just like to drain that capacitor before I get to playing around with the power wires. Alright. And drain the little electrolytics too on the box. So I tinned the wire. Okay, then I put it inside the housing right here, and then I went ahead and crimped it. Okay, so now I can go ahead and take these yellow Andersons I bought just for you, free of charge, for the extra delay that it took. Go ahead and put it on while the phone's falling. Alrighty. So now we got you some yellow Andersons to match the lemon drop box. Ain't that cute? So then I will send this set to you so you can put it on your power wire. So there you go. I don't know where the other finger is. It's probably back here. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Alright. Yeah, I gotta make sure that 6-pill video gets done too after this. We got the old 6-banger over there. Oop. 6-banger. Just a quick snippet. You gotta tune that 6-banger out. I know you've been waiting on all these, man. Trying to get them done as quick as possible. Alright, so I got that put on there for you, man. So let me go ahead and press pause and put the top on here and get the screws in there and show you the final, I think you've already seen the top. So there's your screen. And yes, this is the very first customer, y'all, that actually requested to get the inside and the out painted. And yes, it did. He did have to pay a bit more to do that because my painter, it's not easy on him with the way that he paints these. I mean, this is done in an automobile collision center, you know, in a real paint booth. And it's kind of tough for him to do these boxes this way without making runs and all that, because this is candy paint. There's a lot of coats of clear on this, you know. So he actually pretty much told me he does not want to do any more paint jobs like this where he has to paint the inside and out. But you've got all 3 of your boxes done that way, so but he kind of told me to try not to take no more like that because they were kind of a pain for him to do. But we got them done for you, bud. That's all that counts, right? Alright, so we got your regulator right there, bud. Got your screen that you asked for. Same screen pretty much Texas Star uses. Alright, so we'll get this top put on here, and I'll be right back and take a look at what it looks like when it's got the top on there and all that good stuff. So we'll be right back. Alright, man. I was going to put the screws in, but I want to take a couple of more pictures before I put the screws in. Got your actual stainless steel black anodized screws here. I think that's going to set it off, man, you know, with the black on the yellow. I think that's going to look pretty good. Of course, that's all cosmetic. So, there you go, man. Got you one of them fast Yate Loon fans in there, which they have quit making them. And luckily, I got one company out there that still got Yate Loons in one color. So guess what I get to do? Yes, I get to take the LEDs out of the fans and put the LED colors that I want in the fans. Which is the same thing that I had to do with your 6-pill case. And yes, you can see I put that goddamn grill on there the wrong way. Look at that. That grill's going that way, and that was going that way. So I'm gonna pop that off a little bit and turn it around. I just didn't notice that I had did that right at first. But anyway, so yeah, those are 2 Yate Loons right there. I put purple LEDs, which is actually ultraviolet, as they say. So there you go, man. Yellow LED fans, pushing pretty good air. I'm happy with the amount of air coming out of it. These are the fastest LED fans that I personally have found. And guess what? They're also the cheapest. It's wild how it works out that way, but it actually did with those. I'll tell you what, but I might just have to take this amp and tune up this 6-pill and finish up the 8-pill. And I may just have to flee to Mexico, man. These things are just too beautiful. I may just have to flee to Mexico and just live the rest of my life out as a rogue builder with a warrant on me for stealing candy painted amps from his customers. I like joking around about that, man. These things are beautiful though, man. I wouldn't jump state on you. One of these days, I would like to build me one. Yep, I have not built me a candy painted build, or the only build I've really been able to build myself that I've been able to keep is that little 1-pill right there. Let's turn the lights out here. Come on, Y-mote. There we go. There we go. Looks good, man. Alright, I'm going to take the lid back off and take a few more pictures, man. Get them screws in there. Get the 6-pill tuned up for you. And get that 8-pill finished up and get that tuned and get these bad boys to you, man. I'm going to put these in some big oversized boxes. I'm gonna put microfiber sheets around them before I wrap them up. You know, you'll probably have some fingerprints on these from where I've been touching the case. You can kind of wipe that off, and you can actually give these cases a wax job in the future if you wish. I have not waxed them myself. The yellow candies do not require as many coats of clear as the blues does, or the purples. So there's not that many coats of clear as some colors require a little bit more coats of clear than others. But all right, let me get on out here and quit boring you, man. I know you're like, well, get them other ones done so I can get these amps and start dropping them all on people. And I've already ran the amp for about maybe 45 minutes or an hour or so earlier. Oh, and everything's held up good, man. No unwanted heat or anything. So I've already put this one to a decent test. So I can put the screws in it and take it in the house and let it sit till we're ready to ship. All right, old Gatekeeper. Thanks for hanging in there with me, bud. Old Gatekeeper said it out here around the northeast end of Georgia. Thanks for your patience, man. I hope you'll be happy with it. We'll see you. Bye-bye.